just you. I'm AJ Andrews, and I don't know about you, but 2 days without women's pro baseball is too long. But not to worry, because the action is back on the field in just a moment between the Boston Hunters and the LA Queens. The tarp is off, the sun is out, it's a beautiful day for ball, and right now, I am joined by the amazing manager for the LA Queens, Eric Young. EY, your team, game one, came out and made history, getting the first win in WPBL history. You are no stranger to making history for a franchise as you hit the first home run in Colorado Rockies' home opener to set the stage. What was your message to your team before they stepped out on game one to make history?
I told them that, they're going to have a lot of moments throughout this season, and I just want them to be mentally prepared for when that moment comes. And for our particular hitter Bella, that actually came up with the big hit, she was sitting on the bench the whole time. She had a little hamstring issue, so I was trying to stay away from her, and I said, I need you to hit. She said, okay. I said, this is your moment, and she delivered. So I just talk about moments with them and just be ready for it.
They've definitely stepped up for the moments. They had the comeback win 10-8. When you think about the resilience that this team has, what are you liking so much about the product on the field?
I definitely love that for the fact that it came together so quickly. I mean, we just basically had a full practice the day before the game. So to actually see them root for each other and stay in the moment with the game and not give up was tremendous for me as a manager to see. So we know now, it doesn't matter what the deficit, we got a chance.
EY, have you gone into your queen energy? What does it mean to be a queen?
Well, I got queens and they made me the king. So.
All right, now I know you got to get to the lineup, but you heard EY. Queens, he's here to be the king, and it's time that we get ready for some ball right after the break.
Roberts Stadium here, WPBL season is underway. We're in our first full week here in the WPBL. Right now, Keith Folk and Eric Young are both swapping lineups here with the umpires. Manager Keith Folk with the Boston Hunters. They're 0-1 on the season. He's looking for his first victory here in the WPBL. 2004 World Series champ with the Boston Red Sox. 0.64 ERA across 11 appearances in the 2004 postseason and 191 career saves in 11 seasons. Well, tonight's starting lineup for the Boston Hunters is presented by Horace Mann. Jenna, who do you like in this lineup?
Well, it was a tough day offensively for Boston to start things off. Only a couple of hits for the entire offense. But Heldenays in that cleanup spot, she was 1 for 1 with a double, scored a run, got a walk. She's somebody to circle and pay attention to. The other hit on the day came from Edith D'Elia. In that number 2 spot, she's the DH today. She was 1 for 4. But Bryant also in that 3 spot. So in the top part of the order there, keep an eye on them. She had an RBI, a stolen base as well. Saw her during BP along with the rest of the Hunters, and they looked relaxed and focused, and they will need to stay locked in if they want to have the bounce back.
As long as they have the right music going, they're all relaxed there. I know they switched it in between teams. Here's the starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Queens. It is Michelle Rose, the righty. She is making her debut here on the Hill for the Queens. Just 20 years of age. Her birthday's coming up on August 18th. She's from British Columbia, Canada, gold medalist with British Columbia women's baseball team and a multiple MVP and Gold Glove winner in Canada.
She was able to pitch for Canada in the World Cup group stage recently. Went 1-0, 6 1/3 innings pitched. No earned runs. Perfect ERA for her, so she's coming off great momentum.
Well, Maggie Fox, we've heard a lot about her, especially since she did a whole bunch of things in the season opener. The first hit, first RBI, first stolen base, and she will be receiving Roche. As far as the defense, Jenna, take a look at this defense. There's some really good players behind Roche today.
And a couple of defensive changes from opening day for Boston. So if you look at shortstop, Caitlin Einan getting the start there in a pivotal position in the infield, and Brittany Apgar out there in right field. Of course, Maximiliana goes to left. That was from the DH position where she started last time around. So a few new pieces in play here that we'll see as Boston and LA go at it.
Well, it looks like we are going to have a beautiful night here at the ballpark. We can see some blue skies peeking through some of these clouds here. I like to say it's partly sunny instead of partly cloudy. It's 80 degrees, feels like 81, high humidity, and we're getting ready for our first pitch here from Robin Roberts Stadium in Springfield, Illinois. A lot of history here in Springfield, and we're making a lot of history here in the WPBL. This is Game 3, a full slate of games this week. Little bit of wind gust. We can see that it's gusting out in center field. It's actually blowing in. We only saw with the flag blowing in once in the first 2 games. Here's the first pitch, hit hard on the ground, a line shot that will go foul left side.
I like seeing that aggressiveness there from Blunt. Not afraid to attack that first pitch that she saw. She liked it, she went for it, and I think some of that aggressiveness is what Boston is going to need today.
From Ladero Ranch, California, she'll step back in. Blunt played for UCLA and Utah softball. Many of these players, they did not have anywhere to play baseball until now, so they played softball in college. Also, that's where the scholarships are for the girls right now, too.
Went to 3 Women's College World Series with UCLA.
Another ground ball, that's foul.
I talked about how Roche is coming off of a nice performance at the World Cup group stage, getting ahead here early.
Well, she's right on top of it, isn't she, Jenna? She's just got to straighten it up and put it in play.
Yeah, just a little out in front on that one, but she's protecting, right? She's got 2 strikes. Anything close, she's got to get it out of there at minimum to keep herself in the at-bat.
Up in the air, and that'll go into the stands. Bring your gloves. You're going to get a lot of souvenirs here, and those balls are special with the WPBL W logo on them.
Good take. Some good movement. Easy to chase that with 2 strikes, but a nice take from Blunt. She reached on a walk, but that was the only time she was on base last time.
The 2-2's put up in the air left side. Chasing after it and bringing it in is Maximiliano. So there's 1 away.
Great job by Roche, of course, to get that first out, but not a bad at-bat at all from Blunt. You see a lot of pitches. You allow your teammates on deck and in the dugout to see a lot of pitches, and it can help them lock in and make the adjustments.
First pitch strike delivered to the designated hitter, Edith Delea. Delea from Aldama, Mexico. A lot of international players here on both rosters. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Out number 2.
I think Roche might have heard me because she said, okay, yeah, that went deeper into the count a little bit. I'm just going to be super efficient with this one and only throw a couple of pitches to get the out.
That's the way to do it. Well, the third baseman, Denver Bryant, will step up to the plate. Bryant from Albany, Georgia. Hard hit, left side. Lansdale has it, throws across the diamond. And quickly, 3 up, 3 down. Young, 15 years in the big leagues, and he's parting his advice here to all of his queens. He is the king of the queens. Monet Davis will step up to the plate. She's from Philly, PA. First pitch strike delivered to the center fielder. Schroeder delivers. Big curveball that'll miss. Tonight's starting lineup for the Queens is presented by Horace Mann. Look at Hondras, Jenna. She has moved up in the lineup.
Yeah, started in the 7th spot last time around. But, you know, when you get 4 RBIs and you're super productive and tie the game, that'll put you up to number 2.
Right side in the air. It'll drop in, hit the line. There goes the first hit for Mo'ne Davis. It rolls over into the corner under the fence. And that'll put Davis at second base.
Brown roll double for Mo'ne Davis. Getting the monkey off your back a little bit too. Goes with this pitch. Little bit up and she stays on plane. Perfectly placed down the line. Gives herself a chance to take extra bases. Not a bad way to start things off for the Queens.
Davis was 0 for 4 in her first game, so that just got to feel really good. So we talked about Hondra. She's here at the plate. Amira will step in, bats from the left side.
AJ, what do you got?
Well, I talked to Amir before the game about her AB where she was able to hit in the tie-in run. And she said she was really just trying to stay on it. She's just so excited to be able to play in this league. But what she's most excited about is being able to play with Mo'ne, because she actually attended the 2014 Little League World Series because her brother was playing there. And so at that time, she would have been 4 years old, and she remembers watching Mo'ne and being in awe. And so being able to be her teammate now has been the most exciting factor, or what she's most looked forward to.
Trying to find it and does not give up on the play. Right there from Bryant, she's all smiles. She brings the energy for Boston. That is not easy that high in the air with a ton of movement. She saw it all the way in her glove.
Ashton Lansdale at the plate. First pitch, she'll line it into center. Davis is being held up at third base, but she'll advance the station. So runners at the corners right now for the Queens.
That's huge. First hit of the season for Lansdale as well. So 2 of your top 3 hitters getting in a groove here, and you already know that you can stack the hits. And right back up the middle, nice hard line drive, exactly what the approach should be for any hitter. And the Queens are cooking.
Well, Maggie Fox will step up to the plate, the catcher. First game, 2 for 2, scored 2 runs, drove in 2. WPBL first, history in the making. Talked to Maggie before the game and said, did you get to keep the ball? And she said, well, everything's getting authenticated. And she took off her helmet and showed me how that's authenticated too. It had the little sticker on it. She hopes, though, that to get that ball back at the end of the season, that's a really special one. Everybody, when you get that first hit, you want to keep the ball. Throw down to second. Lansdale gets in safely. Davis thought she might go home, but goes back to third base.
First and third situation there. You love to see what the defense has planned. Got to know the speed of both runners. Now 2 in scoring position.
Fox takes. Coaching third base today for the Queens is Emma Charlesworth Sealer. And at first base, it's Jemiah Weeks. You can see Emma right there. She has experience coaching, playing, and as an umpire.
And Eric Young talked about how he's relying pretty heavily on his assistant coaches. They are working really as a team to figure out, okay, who are the best 9 on the field that we can put together at any given time. So they're sort of that team within the team for the Queens.
Maggie takes, she claps, throws her bat, and heads to first base. Bases are loaded for Sarah Edwards, the first baseman.
Allie Schroeder having to work through some traffic here early on. She did throw an inning last time out for Boston. The captain of the team as well. 1 earned run she allowed, a couple of walks. Faced 6 batters through 25 pitches, so able to come back today and get the start.
24 years of age, from Fruitvale, British Columbia in Canada. That's Schroeder on the mound. Bases are juiced, nowhere to put Edwards. Edwards played softball for Hofstra and Buffalo. Three straight balls delivered by Schroeder here to Edwards.
Pressure all on Schroeder right now. Nowhere to put her.
There's a strike. That's what Schroeder needs.
I think she was taken all the way there looking for the first strike, but now might be a little bit more aggressive. Slight split grip.
This one's launched into right. That has a lot of distance, and it will be gone. Big home run here for Maggie Fox. It's a grand salami. Boy, Maggie Fox, she cannot be stopped. Or Edwards, rather. Sorry, Sarah Edwards with the grand slam.
That's one way to do it for your first hit in the WPBL. Sarah Edwards, the patience, seeing a few pitches, going deep in the count, 3-1. She decided to take the green light and absolutely launched that pitch. 4 RBIs. Wow, that's exactly what the Queens want this early on in the game.
Wow.
First grand slam,
right, in WPBL history. Unbelievable. That ball, as soon as it left the bat of Edwards, you knew that was gone.
You can take a look there. Turns on it on the inner half. Off the bat, you could tell this had some distance to it. And even the outfielders, they started slowing up before the fence because it cleared it, no doubt.
So Caitlin Einan at the plate, the shortstop. She's from Perth, Australia. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another ball launched into right, racing after it. It'll fall, land between the fielders. Headed to second for extra bases. Sliding in safely, there's a double.
Eric Young got to be happy with Einan taking advantage, getting the start today in the order. Fired up, the 3rd extra base hit already today for the LA Queens.
Monet Davis led off with that ground rule double, and then the grand slam off the bat of Sarah Edwards, and now another double here by Caitlin. Just 1 out.
Absolutely rips it. You could see the power in the lower half there that she just let explode on that pitch. Yeah, I'd be smiling too if I were Sarah Edwards.
Edwards, she was 0 for 3 in game 1. Scored a run, but struck out twice. And I bet she did some really good cage work and got some great advice from her manager, as you see Eric Young right there, the king of the Queens, talking to her.
And LA's done a nice job of being what I call patiently aggressive, meaning they've been not chasing bad pitches, but when there are pitches over the plate, they have not been hesitating to attack. And when you get ahead in the count as a hitter, like Sarah Edwards did, that's when you can really do some damage.
This is Taima Maximiliana here at the plate, the only player from Curacao here in the WPBL. She'll hit it hard right back up the middle. Getting the wave home is Einan. The throw coming in, slip, here it comes, and it's off the mark. So the Queens put another on the board.
Productive once again, all through the order here for the Queens. And that throw was offline. You know, one thing to note, it was raining earlier today. It's not right now, luckily, but the grass might be a little bit wet. So something for outfielders and infielders to keep in mind as they're throwing the ball. The way to counteract that, try to err by keeping the ball down.
At the plate, it's Addie Frank, the designated hitter from Oakville, Missouri. First game here in the WPBL for Frank. Still just one away. Maximiliano at third base taking the lead.
Starting to see some activity in the bullpen for Boston. Gigi Schiano looks like she's starting to get loose.
There's a strike, so it's 3-1 here to Frank. That ball will go out of play left side. Bryan out there protecting her bullpen. She is just all over the place. If the ball stays in here on the field, she's after it. Full count. Here comes the payoff pitch from Schroeder. Just one away, one on here. Apgar, the number 9 hitter, will go through all of the hitters here for the Queens, going through the lineup already here in the bottom of the first. Apgar, she was a pinch runner in game 1. Today, she'll get her first at bat. Apgar, you can see that she has a special device as she has one hand, had a lot of surgery on the other arm to extend her hand. So she has a special device that was just made. She just went to pick it up in New York and then was able to get back in time today to play in the game.
Saw her pinch running on opening night here for the WPBL.
The special prosthetic that was made for Apgar was made by Krista Iora. That's her doctor from the hospital that specializes in surgery in New York City. So the hospital is special surgery.
Getting used to that device, right? That's something that she's been trying out as things have gotten underway here with the WPBL, and so it flew off her arm right there. She's figuring out how it feels.
The first time that she was able to use it was yesterday in practice, and then today, this morning, one of her teammates came out with her, and because she wasn't sure if she'd actually use it in a game today. Full count here to Brittany. She told me that the one tricky thing is once she hits the ball, how because it rests right on the bat, how she can get rid of the bat quick enough. There she'll swing and that'll go out of play. But that's going to be the key. She said, I need like a pop-up button so that way she doesn't carry the bat as she's running. Full count to Brittany. She'll hit it on the ground. Weak roller. Out at second. That's out number 2. A fielder's choice will put Apgar at first base. And a run will score here for the Queens.
Productive there for Apgar. I mean, of course, you get the runner at second base as the defense. That's the mindset for Boston. But to bring in yet another run and turn it over back to the top of the order, that is key.
So Monet Davis will get her second at bat here in just the first inning. Yes. Helden Ace is from Waterfall, Australia. What a pretty place it sounds like to be from. Pop up. And right at the wall is Lansdale. She'll make the catch.
That's a great job by Ashton Lansdale. You had to cover a good amount of room there. You have to have the spatial awareness. So see how she's moving her arms, she's keeping her feet moving, finds the fence first, then finds the ball to squeeze it. Absolutely textbook from the captain.
So Rain Padgham is at the plate. The shortstop takes first pitch.
Looks like there was no pitch there since the batter wasn't quite set.
That'll miss away. Roche had an easy inning of work in the first. She plowed through the lineup in order. Another foul ball into the stands.
She works pretty quickly in between pitches as well. She seems to be ready to go. Doesn't take too much time in between. That is her rhythm. Sometimes you want to make sure you slow things down, but whatever feels right to you, that's your rhythm. Sometimes you can get ahead of yourself, though, and you can miss the zone like she did right there.
She'll take, and it's a called third strike. Quickly turning back to the dugout. There's 2 away.
5 straight hitters that she has retired. Take a look at that movement and the stick behind the dish to hang on to it from Fox. That battery working together really nicely so far today.
Roche just 20 years of age, and she is playing like a veteran. As far as pitching like a veteran on the hill, she'll face the first baseman, Young Kim. Kim is from Seoul, South Korea. First pitch strike.
Nice location there on the outer half down in the zone.
Tapper foul. The players from Korea, they've talked about how they do have the opportunity that they could play in the Japan League, but they said coming here to America to play in the
I think the key for Schroeder coming back, it was a big inning already to start things off in the first. It's going to be not getting behind in the count. And she does right there. See, that is putting the advantage in the hitter's hands. You see more pitches, you get more comfortable, you have more opportunities to time it up.
Andres takes 3 balls and 1 strike to the number 2 hitter here for the Queens. And she'll get the free pass. So the first batter that Schroeder faces here in the third, she walks. Second, rather. Got to work on my scorebook here and cross off those lines as, yep, we're in the second only. Ashton Lansdale will step up to the plate, takes first pitch strike. She singled, got her first WPBL hit in the first inning. Stole the base, scored a run.
Made a great catch in foul territory. She's had a heck of a day so far, and it's only the second.
Runner going, throw down to second, won't be in time. So Andres sneaks in and picks up the stolen bag here in the second. I didn't think that Lansdale, anything less of her, because after going in game 1, 0 for 3.
Great jump there from Andres. Already 2 stolen bases on the day for LA. They tend to be aggressive on the base paths. Big difference that 90 feet makes to become in scoring position.
And with Ashton, as far as I was mentioning, she went 0 for 3 that first game, and I knew that, you know, today she's going to come out with some fire. Pretty much what she did in the World Cup. She didn't get the, start the first game, and after that, she just kept crushing the ball and batted over 800 then to end the World Cup group stage in Rockford. She's on it now, but 2 foul balls into the stands. No balls, 2 strikes here to the third baseman.
It's a better job from Schroeder jumping ahead here to Lansdell. Toughest part of the order coming up. You want to be precise and have that command. Any mistakes and they'll crush it.
Lansdale will lay off. So there's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Delivered into center field. On the run, caught by Haas. She'll throw in third base, tag applied. Head first slide, tag won't be in time. And getting into third safely is Hondras.
Great read on the base paths from Hondras. Trying to see that ball down in the outfield, knowing her own speed. Again, every 90 feet you can move up. Gonna make a difference, especially with less than 2 outs. No outs right now. You can score from third in so many different ways. Sac fly, pass ball, wild pitch.
Pitch to Fox. Runner goes down to second. No throw to second base. Both runners are in scoring position for Fox.
That was good effort by Haas out in center field, by the way. Just got down. So Lansdale having a day already at the plate, 2 for 2.
Maggie Fox will first hit, first RBI and stolen base in WPBL history this past weekend. Crushed right side, running after it. It'll go over the head of Pattison. Here comes 1 run. That's Hondras, and right behind her, just steps, is Lansdale. Sliding into second is Fox. She's on fire.
That's just a great piece of hitting from the cleanup. Goes with that pitch, showing off some power. Clears the right fielder, Pattison's head, to land out there, and plenty of time trotting around the bases were her teammates to add a couple of more to the board. And that was a line shot on a line.
Sarah Edwards hit a grand slam, her first at bat in the first, after going 0 for 3 in game 1. So a bunch of RBI. And she's got a runner in scoring position right here. 1 ball and 1 strike here to the first baseman.
Nice pitch.
1-2 the count to Edwards.
Schroeder painting both sides of the plate right there on the corner.
Hard hit on the ground, but diving after it is Bryant. She'll throw across the diamond and get Edwards in time.
Gorgeous play from Bryant over at third base. We talked about how defense is where Boston shined last time out. Bryant, part of that defense, diving to her left, all out, and a 1-hopper over to first base to get it there quickly. Beautiful.
Just 1 away. That brings up the shortstop, Caitlin Einan. Einan doubled back in the first. Fox at third base right now. That'll miss upstairs. 1-1 the count.
And a little more credit even to Bryant, not just for the effort there and making a fantastic play, but you're in a position where your team really needs outs. they need outs. So for you to get one on the board, so you're starting to tip things hopefully in your team's direction, sometimes that momentum can come from the defensive side.
Einen pops it up. It'll stay in the infield. Running in on the grass. Blunt squeezes. There's 2 away.
Good communication there in the infield. See how far forward Blunt had to come. And somehow we still saw Bryant almost all the way over there from third base. She's everywhere.
We did. We heard that, you know, she plays all infield positions. But she doesn't have to do it with other fielders out there right now. But yeah, she's got just great effort, great hustle. Taima Maximiliana is at the plate. 1 for 1 day, drove in a run and scored 1 too. Takes the strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. The sun is starting to peek out, so there is sunshine on the right side of the diamond in the fielder's eyes. At the plate, the right fielder from Poland Vale, Australia. And I saw that her parents are here too. They came in and saw her in Rockford and came over to Springfield. So Pattison at the plate. She'll swing. Ball right by the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right fielder. Roche is having a night so far, an easy go of it. Has retired 6 straight hunters.
That doesn't feel good for Fox, but she's tough as nails.
Talking to manager Eric Young about Maggie Fox, he said he loves her. She has so much enthusiasm, and she's a workhorse. He's just like, she went right up to him, like he said, day 1. Games didn't even start. It was like working hard, said, what can I do? I'll do anything. And yeah, just loves the attitude, and she is a very hard worker. That's a shot into right. It'll get by the right fielder, Apgar. She'll have to race it to the wall, and racing to second, here comes the throw. It won't be in time, and that is a lead-off double for Pattison. Her first hit here in the WPBL, and that's the first hit for the Hunters here tonight.
And this was the catch. Gabby Haas coming up to the plate now, but she can do it in the grass as well. Beautiful catch out in center field. It's just the full extension that gets me, the effort. Gorgeous.
And a happy birthday to Gabby today. Haas, I thought she had that ball out in center too. I missed it, she missed it. Pop up. Infield. Nonchalant, and Roche has it. There's 1 away. It's Gabby's birthday today. She is turning 24 years old. She had some flowers sent to her from her parents, a lot of well wishes, calls, and the team, they have a surprise for her today after the game, but they won't share it.
Can't wait.
Beth Greenwood steps up to the plate, the catcher. She is player and coach here for the Hunters. From Amherst, New Hampshire, the Granite State, just like Maggie Fox. They both got some shout outs after the weekend of what they did here in the WPBL.
Just such a cool background. You know, she's coached at the collegiate level, coached on the development side for the minor league level. She also won a silver medal at the World Cup with Team USA, the women's national team, in 2024. And was the first female baseball player in Liberty League history in college. She played at Rochester.
Yeah, I talked to Beth before the game. We were talking about, as far as being a player coach, how she's balancing it. And she said it is a tricky little balance because she really wants to play. She loves to coach. She said it really helps, though, as far as being a player herself. She can relay information and share it with manager Keith Folk. And she kind of understands it and, or definitely understands the player side and is able to keep that open communication. Right now, she is a pitching coach for Vassar College, which just happens to be in the same conference in which she played.
It looks like there's some confusion here about the pitch clock. So umpires are having conversations with both managers.
Behind the plate again today is Kelly Elliott Dine.
Two umpire crew. Yeah, looks like the runner's going to advance. Possible pitch clock violation. That's a break for Boston. You'll take anything you can get right now.
So Beth will step back into the box, takes a nice deep breath. Pattison in scoring position at third base. Hunters looking to put their first run on the board. Tapper foul. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Greenwood. She played college baseball at the University of Rochester. She'll take, so 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Greenwood.
Before that pitch, you saw Fox actually holding up her hand, having Roche just wait. She's doing it again here, trying to get her to slow down, to wait till the hitter is set. She already had that issue once earlier, so Fox has her back helping her out.
Tapper, ground ball to the shortstop. Throw across. That'll put away Greenwood, but score Pattison, and the Hunters are on the board.
Productive out there. Got to appreciate that from Greenwood. Good things happen when you put the ball in play.
We're back up to the top of the order for the Hunters. It's Kate Blunt. So with 2 away, the UCLA Utah products at the plate, and she'll hit it on the ground.
Single, gave up a double, but then came back 1, 2, 3 after that. A couple of ground outs she induced and a pop-up. If she can keep that momentum going, whatever she figured out that clicked, a little bit more rhythm, that'll be the key.
And there's a hard hit ball off the glove of the second baseman. Chasing it down is Blunt. She won't be able to throw over in time, and Frank is aboard.
Oh, she still had time. Blunt could have made the throw over to first. Would have been a close one. Turns on this nicely. See, she moves to her left, gets a glove on it, but right here, picks it up, had some time to throw it over to Kim, but gives it away to allow another Queen runner.
So Queens have a runner at first. Brittany Apgar is at the plate now. Let's send it down to AJ.
Device that she uses while she's at bat, and she uses it because she was born with a small right forearm, half palm, and no fingers on her right hand. She had 12 surgeries by age 4, and she had been using an older prosthetic with just a specialized batting glove prior. But she quickly realized after she attended the WPBL camp back in March, after she faced Nikki Eckert, that simply would not do, because she hit a ball and she realized trying to hit a ball over 80 miles per hour would force her nub to bust completely open. So she headed to Instagram trying to figure out what to do, and she started the hashtag #ProtectTheNub. Eventually got in contact with the director of prosthetics and orthotics at Hospital for Special Surgery in New York, and they built this special prosthetic that she uses today. It has a gel liner and a hook extension that is designed to fit around the bat for more secure attachment, and that is what you see her using up to bat today.
Payoff pitch coming back into the screen. Thank you, AJ. Remarkable that when she put it out there and she, honestly said, hey, I'm not sure if I can, hit with this because I'm really afraid as far as that it would just start to bleed her little nub there, and putting out Protect the Nub. Everybody like on social media was giving her advice, giving her hints, and coming through for her. They all wanted her to be successful and be able to play in the WPBL this year. There's a tapper. She has overcome so much, and to just to get this and just use it today in a real game. She's a real trooper. I mean, I'd be very nervous to try something new for the first time, right? Especially facing Allie Schroeder here. Payoff pitch. There's a line shot into left. That'll be a base hit for Apgar. She'll halt at first base. Wow, Apgar did it. That's a great hit. I know she is so excited that, and she finally has it. She won't have to worry about, any bleeding or anything on her nub.
One of the coolest moments, I think, so far. That pitch was way inside, even off the plate, and she still got inside of it and kept it fair. Didn't yank it foul. Did a nice job of extending through that pitch. Just a nice piece of hitting all around for Apgar.
I saw that smile on her face. We are all smiling and all happy for Brittany Apgar. 12 surgeries before the age of 4. Monet Davis there at the plate will take first pitch. Luckily, she told me, she doesn't really remember those surgeries, but they were a lot. Taking grafts from her feet that we've mentioned, has the inserts in her spikes, so now she doesn't hurt when she is running. There's a fly ball into center field, and that's Haas covering all that ground. Throw will come in, but the runners will advance one base. There's one away. That'll bring up Amira Hondras.
Bryant messing around there with Frank over at third base, trying to keep her on her toes.
Bryant has such a great personality, and after the first game, when we saw her dancing a lot out in the field, someone asked her about it, and she said, it just gets me in the right move, in the right frame of mind. And plunked is Hondras.
That doesn't feel good. Get your bell rung a little bit, EY. Checking in with his number 2 hitter to make sure she's all right.
Yeah, double checking, walking with her all the way, talking, making sure that Amira is okay. And the bases will be loaded here.
See, she's set in the box here, and it goes right onto her helmet. That's why you wear them. She even tries to duck out of the way, but it still gets her. Try to turn in towards the umpire, towards the catcher to avoid it, but she didn't have a whole lot of time to do much there.
Yeah, the ball just followed her. I think she thought, ducking that and the way that she did it would sail over her head instead of actually hit her head. Ashton Lansdale will come to the plate. She is 2 for 2 today and has scored 2 runs, picked up a stolen base too. Bases are loaded. 1 out. Strike delivered.
Similar situation that we have seen in this ball game. Bases loaded. The Queens took advantage. That was Sarah Edwards with the first grand slam in history. Schroeder trying to shut it down.
Lansdale will take a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That was a good spot.
The crowd is behind Ashton right here. Cheers for her. She'll take another pitch. It's inside. Her pearls peeking out. She's got the pearls for the girls. Those lucky pearls. And there might be some luck. A deep fly ball into center. It'll knock off the wall. Here comes a run right behind her. Apgard with the speed. She'll just be steps away from Frank. So Lansdale will drive in two here for the Queens.
We're seeing a bit of her performance offensively that we saw in the World Cup group stage, where she was the most outstanding player. This one nearly gets out of here as it goes into right center, hits right on the cue, right on the crown, and a couple of more runs come in. It's not just the hits that LA is stacking up, it's the timeliness.
Manager Keith Falk on the mound, talking things over with Ali Schroeder. That'll be it for Schroeder here. It's the new era call to the bullpen. All of her voicemails and messages from game one after hitting the first hit in WPPL history, and first RBIs, first stolen base, all of it. Throw to first, quickly getting back is Lansdale at first base. Just one out. This ball's popped up left side. You know Bryant will be there, and she is. Squares it up, brings it in, and she's ready to throw. Nobody's running. So Maggie Fox will be retired for the first time in the first couple of games that she's played.
And Bryant really is everywhere on the field. No cap, literally. Pun intended.
Yeah, she talked about it in the press conference after game one, how she's like, they asked about, you know, the uniforms and how things were fitting for the girls. And she said, I need a better cap. You know, it's always flying off. She said, I just have a big head. First pitch upstairs here to Sarah Edwards. Edwards 1 for 2 today, and that big one, that big hit was a grand slam back in the first. That really got things going for the Queens.
Bryant faking like the ball got past her to see if she could get some movement there on base.
It's good to see a smile on Huntress's face after, you know, getting plunked on the head. Swing foul tip into the glove.
I feel like we might see some kind of trick play from Bryant at some point this season.
Wouldn't put it past her. Another pitch, and that'll miss.
Edwards has done a nice job in all of her at-bats at staying patient. It was a 3-0 count, went to 3-1 before she hit the grand slam. She was ahead in the count, grounding out last time as well.
Strike delivered, so in 2-2 count here to Edwards. Second batter that Schiano's facing in her relief work.
To celebrate educators and all that they do.
You're absolutely right. We had an opportunity to sponsor the inaugural season for the Women's Professional Baseball League, and it was a natural. Supporting women athletes, supporting local communities. It's just a great thing for us to be a part of. Obviously, I believe in women in leadership, and it's nice to see women out on the field doing what they do and practicing their craft.
Rita, thank you so much for being here. Educators, thank you much for what you do. Continue to inspire, just as these women on the field continue to inspire as well.
Thanks, AJ.
Quick 2 outs, 2 ground outs to the left side of the diamond. At the plate is the left fielder, Takara Heldenace. You can call her T. 0 for 1 today. Shortstop here is 1 for 2. Fly ball into right. She'll have enough time. Pattison pulls it in. There's 1 away.
right back up the middle. RBI earlier on in this ball game with the single for Maximiliana. She's trying to get things going here once again in the fourth.
Tima in the box. First pitch, swing and a miss. She was the 18th overall pick in the WPBL draft.
And that was the first time that Boston has started an inning off with an out. It was a double in the first. It was a walk in the second and a single in the third, but they started with the out here in the fourth, so trending in the direction they'd like to go.
2-1. Pop up left side. Chasing after it, of course, Brian is. And caught there by the shortstop, Pajum. She said, wait a minute, I want to get in on this action. And she does. Nice basket catch there by the shortstop.
That is a tough play. You're covering a ton of ground. This is sort of no man's land here when you have third base, shortstop, and left all coming in to concentrate and hang on to this right down the line like that. That is big time.
Not an easy play at all to make, like you said, with all the runners or the fielders converging together like that. Addie Frank, she's at the plate. She'll lift this one up to the left side. Chasing after it again is Pajum. She will not be able to track it down that time. And that time Bryant laid off. Just had two fielders going after it.
Well, communication, obviously the key, especially in those situations. But Pajum, she got the start on the mound last time out. So this is the first time she started at shortstop. It's such a pivotal position on the field. You are one of the leaders. You're the anchor of the infield. And she's showing why Keith Folk had faith in her.
No balls, 2 strikes. That'll go away, so 1-2. Frank has been on base twice today. She singled back in the third, walked in the first. Selective right here, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Everyone who's faced Schiano has been retired so far since she came in, all in the air. A couple of flyouts, couple of pop-ups. So it's interesting, they're getting under her pitches for the most part.
And she'll lift that one into right.
Till now.
Bobbled by Pattison out in right field. And with 2 away, Frank's at first base, and she's been on base now all 3 times that she's been to the plate. That'll bring up the right fielder, Brittany Apgar. I feel like we just talked about Apgar too, and she's back here at the plate.
Well, Apgar's having a day. I mean, she brought a run in her first time up, got that single into left, second time up, came around to score. I mean, what more do you want from the 9-hitter?
And she's doing it all with a new prosthetic that she just received.
And you get that first hit when you try something new, no matter what it is. You can tell she's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more used to it, more reps.
Weak ground ball, could be trouble, could get stuck in the grass, and a throw down to first. It won't be in time. So Apgar with another hit as she runs it out, and that's an infield base hit for Brittany Apgar.
Got a good jump out of the box. She sees that it's hit softly, so she takes off. And Pajum with the bare hand, but a little bit offline with the throw over to Kim at first base. Apgar putting the pressure on, though. Wheeling down first base. Finds herself on again.
So 2 on here. We're back up to the top of the order. Monet Davis will step up to the plate. Ground rule double back in the second. Scored a run. Struck out and then flied out. So she's 1 for 3 today. Queens have 2 outs. She'll take the first pitch inside. Schiano came in relief of Schroeder today. Schroeder lasting 2 1/3 innings. 10 hits, 10 runs.
She was off to a great start when she came in, retired the first 4. Last couple of hits we've seen, those are the first that we've seen off her today.
Davis takes again. 2 balls and a strike. That'll miss away. Working the count is the leadoff hitter. 3 balls and a strike.
If I'm Davis, I'm being aggressive, anything close.
Into the screen.
She wanted that.
It was in her wheelhouse, just a little late. So a full count here to Mo'ne Davis. Did you ever get that bobblehead? Did AJ pick one up for you? I didn't get one.
I did not, unfortunately. But we get to see her play in person. That's pretty awesome.
That is really cool. Payoff pitch, and she'll put it up the middle into center field. Getting waved home. There goes Frank. Ball coming in, held up, but now Davis is breaking to second. She doesn't see anyone covering there. So a run crosses the plate. Heads up base running by Davis. As she gets to second, Apgar held up at third base. And let's go down to AJ with more.
Amira is out. She has been taken out of the game after being hit in the head. The trainers have not disclosed what is wrong, but they were having a long conversation with her. She was very receptive. She was talking back. She's in the dugout drinking a Gatorade. I put a thumbs up to see if she's okay, and she said, iffy. So right now we're just assessing the situation to see how she's doing. I'm sure we'll have more information about it after the game, but right now Amir is out of the game to tend to what was her injury after being hit in the head.
So in her place is Samaria Benitez here at the plate. You know, she, as AJ is talking about Honduras that got hit in the head, she still stayed and ran around the bases, you know, had a smile on her face and everything.
And take another look, you could hear that one on the helmet. And you want to be extremely careful and thoughtful with anything related to the head.
Yeah, I just want to be really careful. But Benitez is here at the plate right now. 2 on. Right there at the letters. 2-2 the count. On the ground, Bryant double clutches, and Pattison 1 for 1 today. Doubled back in the third, scored a run. The 1 run that the Hunters have. She'll put it on the ground. It'll squeak through the infield into right. Stopping at third base is Kim.
Just the second hit of the day for the Hunters. You know, obviously you have a 10-run deficit, but you want to keep chipping away. And she hits the ball hard on the ground, finds a hole on the right side to sneak it through that 3-4 hole. Just make things happen. You just have to keep stacking hits, passing the bat. That's how you get the big innings like what we saw from LA.
Gabby Haas, the birthday girl at the plate. She'll take first pitch strike. 0 for 1 today as she popped up to the pitcher. Back in the third. She's looking for her first hit here in the league. Runner going to second. No throw down to second base. So both runners in scoring position here for the Hunters.
It's the biggest offensive opportunity that the Hunters have had all day long.
Going opposite into the glove of Edwards. She'll take it herself as a run crosses the plate.
So both runs that have come across for Boston have been productive outs. Ground outs that have led to a run coming from third base. And this is a smart play over at first by Edwards, because you know you're up by 10 runs. Get the sure thing over at first base. That second run doesn't mean a whole lot just yet at this point in the game.
Beth Greenwood, the number 9 hitter for the Hunters, also a coach here for Boston. First pitch, she'll knock it foul. 0 for 1 today as she grounded out to second, but drove in that 1 run for the Hunters. She drove in Pattison, who's at second base right now. At third base. Got to keep up with my scorebook here. Strike delivered, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Efficiency continues here for Roche. She's just now hitting close to that 50 pitch count mark.
On the ground, left side, Lansdale.
Mentioned earlier that Ashton is the captain of the LA Queens, but she's really been an ambassador for the league overall as well. Hosts the podcast where she talks to other players throughout the league, talk about their experiences, their backgrounds, all of them realizing their dreams here to play women's pro baseball.
That'll miss inside, and Lansdale will head to first base with the free pass, bringing up the catcher, Maggie Fox.
Let's take a look at our game summary presented by Visit Springfield, and it's a 6-run first inning for the Queens. They just did not let up. 1 hit after the other, taking advantage of runners on base. They continue to have big innings when it matters, and they do it in a bunch of different ways. Out to the outfield, soft hits into the infield that they leg out. The versatility offensively has been a strength.
Fox sets, takes the pitch, it'll miss away. Sciano, as she walked Lansdale, that's the first walk that she's allowed. Came in relief of Schroeder back in the 3rd. Next pitch strike, 1-1 the count. There's Allie Schroeder right there.
And she threw over 80 pitches in this appearance. That was just 2 1/3 innings on the day. So really high pitch count for the amount of time that she was out there. And she threw a little bit, about an inning last time out as well. So just in the past few days, she's had nearly 100 pitches that she's thrown. Over 100.
Fly ball left side into foul territory by the bullpen. Racing and making the grab is Heldenace out there in left field. Brian, of course, right there with her to back her up.
That was a slick play out there from Heldenace.
She had to run a long way. And it could get tricky as you get to that bullpen area when you don't know exactly where it is. You don't want to lose the ball up in the air, right, Jenna? And then it's like, but you don't want to trip over anything, any dirt, any mound or anything over there in the bullpen area. Both bullpens are open here. There's one away. Sarah Edwards at the plate. Big grand slam back in the first in WPBL history. We thought we reached all the firsts, over the weekend, and then the grand slam came here in the 1st inning.
A little pickoff attempt over there at first base. I think the firsts are going to keep coming too. As soon as we think we're done, there's going to be more. Still haven't seen a triple yet. Haven't seen a runner thrown out attempting to steal yet. There's a few things still left.
In the air, into center field. Racing after it is Haas. She'll line, and the ball will bounce away from her. That'll put Edwards at second base. Picks up a double, not yet a triple, as Lansdale is at third base in front of her.
She is seeing the ball well right now, and Haas, true to form, just misses it with outstanding effort, but just past her glove. Hildenace got her back to get the ball in. But her first 2 hits in WPBL, Edwards has extra bases. The grand slam, of course, and then add the double to it.
2 for 4 day. Caitlin Einan at the plate. She'll take the first pitch. She's 1 for 3 today. Doubled, scored a run back in the first. Lots of hits, lots of runs crossing the plate back in the first inning for the Queens. Weak ground ball. Shortstop. Padgham throws to first. And Lansdale scores. 2 outs for the Queens, but they've put another run on the board.
They've scored every single inning. And if you break the game down further, that's how you think about it. You try to win every inning. And the Queens have done just that.
Tima Maximiliana at the plate. She'll take first pitch. Edwards at second. She's taken a giant lead at second base. Tima is 1 for 3 today. Doubled, drove in a run, scored a run. Fly ball right side, giving chase. And she'll let up as that ball goes into the bullpen. Taking a look, it is Sato out there with McKay. She's warming up a little bit.
No walks, incredibly efficient, just over 50 pitches thrown. She got a strikeout on the day as well, and she will pass over responsibilities on the mound for the Queens.
And our new era call to the bullpen is bringing in for the Queens the right-hander Jamie McKay from Laguna Beach, California. McKay is a catcher, but just like most of the players on the team, also pitches. I saw, we saw when the pitchers came up and you were talking about Roche getting some really good advice from the veteran on the team, Maggie Meidlinger. Meidlinger is 38 years old and Roche just 20. I would take all the advice that I possibly could get from Maggie. We're back up to the top of the order for the Hunters. Kate Blunt at the plate. 0 for 2 so far today. McKay first pitch, that'll miss. 1 ball and no strikes. She'll deal and get the called strike.
Almost a little too much movement there. Faked Fox out a little bit.
That'll go away.
And McKay's going to want to emulate the efficiency that Roche had in her 5 innings. 51 pitches thrown, averaging about 10 pitches an inning. She was moving really quickly, and she let the defense work.
That'll go out of play.
She had the 1 strikeout, but she had 7 groundouts that she induced. So keeping the ball down in the zone to let her defense do its job.
There's Maggie still talking things over with the young starter for the Queens, Michelle Roche.
One of the cool things about this league, too, is just the veteran experience, like a Maggie Meidlinger, but then you also have the up-and-coming talent like Michelle Roche.
Well, McKay will lose the battle with Blunt. Blunt takes the walk to first base, and that brings up the designated hitter, Edith Delea. Delea from Mexico, 0 for 2 today, 2 ground outs.
Blunt's just the 4th base runner of the day for the Hunters.
1 ball and 1 strike here to Edith. Nine international players on the roster for the Hunters. There's a called strike. 3 from Canada, and the rest sprinkled from Japan, South Korea, Australia, and then Mexico, like Edith is.
So the majority of the roster, more than half. And even the players that are from the U.S., that is totally sprinkled all over the place from coast to coast. From California to New Hampshire, there's representation on the Hunters.
Here comes the 2-2, jammed. That'll go foul. Ooh, a fan caught that one over by the third base side. He's taking a look at it. Right there with his buddies.
I like to see defense on the field and off. He stuck with that one. Nice play.
No fight over that foul ball. It clearly was his. He must have called mine. The flag out in center field, not moving at all. Very slight breeze, just wind gusts every once in a while, around 7 miles per hour today. But just not a lot of wind that the players are working with today. There it is, just flag just barely moving, wrapped around the pole.
Defense, thankful for that from Mother Nature.
Weak ground ball. Taken by Benitez. And DeLea's retired. That'll advance Blunt. Denver Bryan is due up now. I talked to her when we were over there by the batting cage for BP and asked her, you know, what adjustments she was making hitting-wise, as she did not get a hit in game 1. And she said she was going to be, you know, adjusting to, instead of a softball stance, more of a baseball stance and standing more straight up.
Oh,
A balk. We'll have a little conference with the 2 umpires here. Runner advanced from second to third. Called balk, but we'll see after their little conference.
We've seen several balks called just throughout these first 3 games here in the WPBL. You could see Maggie Fox talking with the home plate umpire, trying to help her pitcher out. Okay, understand, what can I do to help her? What are you seeing behind the plate? And Eric Young coming out because he has some questions as well.
McKay also a catcher. 3rd pick of the 2nd round here in relief of Roche. Had a strong 5 innings.
Eric Young talked about how he's always going to push them, and Maybell, mascot Maybell, always pushing the fans too to get super excited here at Robin Roberts.
That's Sabrina Robinson doing the cartwheels with Mabel out there. Robinson, we saw with that big stretch at first base, not playing here today, but boy, she's got moves, cartwheels, splits, everything. Was she a gymnast growing up? We'll have to ask her. Bryant takes. Blunt stays at 3rd base. Just 1 out as DeLea grounded out the batter before Bryant. Ground ball to second. Easy toss over. That'll play to run. So the Hunters have 3 runs on the board here in the 6th.
Now
2
all
away.
3 of their runs have come from a ground out. Productive outs with runners on base.
Tees at the plate. That's Takara Eldenace. She'll take strike. 0 for 2 day, 2 pop-ups. That'll miss away. Another pitch goes inside, so she's moving the ball around, just not hitting the corners or getting any part of the strike zone. Swing and a miss.
Goes slightly upstairs with that one. And I like that McKay is staying loose on the mound. Still smiling out there, still having fun, but locking in for each pitch.
Hunters down by 9. It's a 12-3 ball game right now.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, Hunters just put 1 on the board and go through the real list, but it's Frank at the plate. Addie Frank. She has been on base all 3 times. We do have a defensive change as Sabrina Robinson is now at first base for the Hunters. Strike delivered to Frank.
Oh, I'm sure she did her stretches.
Well, we saw the
Stayed loose,
cartwheels, right?
I think.
That's why she was out there getting loose, getting some ready to go to first. There's a line shot, backhanded by the second baseman. Throw to first, it'll make it in time, and Frank is retired. First time that she will not be on the base pass tonight.
It's a nice play by Blunt over there at second. This is not easy to do. So you can see the line drive here and into the glove, a short hop. She had to cover it, smother it to make sure she could hold on to it, and then sets her feet to make a throw over to first base. Made it look easy.
Brittany Apgar at the plate.
Especially when your momentum's taking you the other way.
We saw Apgar get her first 2 hits, her last 2 at-bats.
And did it in different ways. You know, went out to left field, the line drive the first time, infield base hit the second time. So that time, her device that she has on her forearm stayed on the bat but came off of her arm.
That'll go out of play. Just 1 out here for the Queens in the 6th. I know, Jenna, you mentioned how the Queens have scored every inning. So we'll see if they can do that and keep it up here in the 6th. They've got a lot of runs on the board, 12 right now. 14 hits for the Queens tonight. Swing, and that'll send the bat and the prosthetic off of Apgar there. Still working out the kinks. There's the Queens. Roche is not leaving Maggie's side today. Still learning as much as she can. She's got a couple innings to watch with her.
She's like the little sister.
That's right. Big sister, little sister.
Ciano has surpassed 50 pitches as well.
There's a hard hit. It'll drop onto the grass. Bryant has to chase after it on the run. Throws to first and in time. There's 2 away.
Apgar nearly legged out another one. But Bryant over at third base cuts this off, cuts the pie in half on the run over to first. And once again, a little stretch from Robinson. The corners helping each other out.
There's Bryant. She loses that, loses the cap, loses the shades, everything. Readjusting though and getting ready for the next batter. It's Monet Davis. First pitch, center cut. Davis today, ground rule double in the first, then struck out, flied out, and picked up another hit back in the 4th. So a 2 for 4 day for Monet. She'll lift this one into center field. Racing for it, is Haas, and then she'll drop it at the very last minute. So Monet at first base.
Not characteristic for Haas out in center field. Hits her glove. You can tell she's a little bit frustrated there. One thing to keep in mind right now is the lights are on as bright as they have been tonight here. As it got dark, as the sun already set, sometimes you can lose the ball in the lights. It's tough to be able to see that all the way in, and that's the first error of the season, I believe, for Boston.
Samaria Benitez is now at the plate in the second spot here for the Queens. Yeah, that's tough for Haas, because I know that, you know, talking to her before the game, that she was not happy that one of the balls deflected off her glove back in game one. And so that's when she, you know, came up with that incredible catch the next time, because she said, I wasn't letting that ball get by me. She just said, you know, I stretched out as far as I possibly could, and she snow-coned it. So, yeah, definitely. You could see, too, on the replay where it just knocked right on the heel of her glove. So that's hard when it hits right there and it just pops right back out. Throw over to first base to check Monet. She'll get back in time. Another throw over to first.
Keeping her honest over there. Robinson's all over it.
Benitez lines this one up the middle, past the diving pad jump into center field. So with two away, back-to-back, Davis and Benitez get on base for the Queens. That'll bring up the third baseman, Ashton Lansdale.
Benitez coming in, replacing Hondras with some precautions they're handling with her. She started at second base, but Benitez coming in, been holding it down over there, and then gets a base hit. Nicely done.
Manager Keith Folk out on the mound there to talk things over. Pitcher, catcher.
Keith Folk knows a thing or two about being a reliever. He was an all-star back in 2003, was reliever of the year for the Oakland A's, led the American League with 43 saves. So he knows what the mindset is like when you're in the position that Gigi Schiano is in. And she's had to throw quite a few pitches. She's already pushing 70 pitches thrown tonight. That's after Schroeder threw 84 in total. So just as a staff, a ton of pitches being thrown. So the efficiency is going to be the main topic in the bullpen this week, the rest of the time.
Yeah, and Folk, you know, won that World Series ring with Boston and had one of the best postseasons a closer could have. 2 on here for the Queens, 2 away. Lansdale at the plate. Schiano delivers. She'll just miss away. Lansdale has been on base 4 times today. 3 for 3 day with a walk. She'll swing and miss. Gets that breaking ball upstairs.
Great pitch from Schiano. Changing speeds so these hitters don't get too comfortable.
Ball gets by the catcher. Lansdale motions and Monet then holds up at second base. Two balls and a strike. 2 away, 2 on. Queens up by 9, 12-3 ball game. Takes the next pitch, it's a strike. 2-2 the count here to the third baseman.
That was a pitcher's pitch, low and away. Not what you're looking for as a hitter in that situation. You'll take it all day long as a pitcher.
And we've got a call to the bullpen here. New pitcher on the hill for the Queens is number 2. Timeout, Maximiliana.
Maximiliana playing in the field. Looks like she just switched places with McKay after McKay came in. Speaks to the versatility of this team. You mentioned earlier McKay can catch. We saw her pitch. She's in the outfield. Maximiliana coming from the outfield onto the mound now. Try to close it out.
Maximiliana facing 5, 6, and 7 here. Due up here for the Hunters, working on Padgham. Boy, that's versatility when you can catch, pitch.
Not just the physical aspects, but there's going to be a lot of versatility in this league. These are very athletic players, and the lean rosters of 15. You know, they're going to focus on players that can bring different things to the table, can play different positions. Managers going to be relying on that versatility all season.
Maximiliano goes right there at the letters. Called strike on Padgham.
I thought it was ball 4.
So did she. And then bringing her back. The one thing, though, pitcher, catcher, and outfielder, you have to have a strong arm. Fly ball, and that'll hook. Foul over there by the batting cages.
I think she let out some frustration there with that swing.
Next pitch, now that will miss, and Padgham quickly takes off all her gear, heads to first base. Sabrina Robinson will step up to the plate. Defensive replacement, and now she'll have her first at bat of the game.
I like how stoic she is. She's locked in at the plate. We've seen it defensively. When she did the splits like that on that stretch last time out, completely unfazed. Acted like it was just another day, just another play.
Runner going, and boy, did she take off quickly. No throw down to second base. There's Maggie Fox. She'll give the signals here to Maximiliana. Max delivers. That's upstairs. Little conversation between pitcher, catcher.
Talked about the leadership that Maggie Fox has as well. I mean, you are the leader on the field as the catcher behind the plate. You're managing an entire bullpen. I mean, she's seen 3 different arms that she has managed so far just today. And so you have the captain, Ashton Lansdell, but you have leaders in different forms as well on each of these teams, and that's going to be key for everyone moving forward.
Robinson from New Jersey facing Max on the hill, that is from Curacao. She'll be walked, though, back-to-back walks. Maximiliana, she was drafted 18th overall. She's from Curacao, but she played college softball at Indian River. That's in Florida, and then Florida Southwestern. So 2 on for the Hunters. Both walked. Molly Pattison at the plate. Pattison, a 2-for-2 night. Scored 1 of the 3 runs for the Hunters. Just 3 hits for Boston, and Molly has 2 of them. Inside, trying to brush Pattison off the plate. And the pitch, that'll miss. 2 balls and a strike to Pattison. She looks very nonchalant. Manager Eric Young pacing in the dugout. But his team has a big lead. The king among the queens.
Maximiliana falling behind in the count once again after a couple of walks already. I think something that Eric Young is talking to his staff about.
Yeah, Emma Charlesworth Sealer talking to Eric Young in the dugout. There's a big swing and a miss.
Got her to chase. Might have been ball 4 right there, but Pattison, you said it, 2 for 2 already today. She wanted it.
Payoff pitch, and that'll miss. So back to back to back walks to load the bases for Gabby Haas.
Makes sense to see a conversation here with Young. Walking out to talk with Maximiliana. I mean, walking the bases loaded. The exact opposite of what you're looking for anytime, of course, but especially when you're looking for your pitcher to close out a game.
This telecast is produced for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this television broadcast or any pictures, audio descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Women's Professional Baseball League is strictly prohibited. And instead of Haas at the plate, we'll have a pinch hitter. It'll be Micah Dumais. She's from Quebec City, Quebec, just waiting as manager Folk going through, talking to the umpire, getting everything straightened up here with the pinch hitter coming to the plate.
We saw Micah Dumais on the mound last time out. A promising young pitcher, getting an opportunity offensively. She's also an emerging talent in the Team Canada pipeline for the women's national team.
Bases are loaded here for the Hunters. No outs. Dumais takes first pitch. That'll miss. Queens have a lot of padding. They're up by 9. None of these runs will mean anything, if there are any runs. But at the same time, the Queens, they're ready to finish things here. Dumais will take again. 2 balls and a strike. The Hunters scored 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, and then 1 in the 6th. They have 3 runs on the board. There's a hard hit. Down to her knee is Benitez. Throw to second, relay throw to first, runner across the plate. So the Hunters add a run here in the 7th. They've got 4 now.
Again, all on productive outs. This is a fantastic play at second, by the way, from Benitez to knock that down and turn it around. Nearly a twin kill. But they'll take it to bring in another run. That's something to build on.
Beth Greenwood, the catcher, number 9 hitter, up at the plate. Called the first strike here. She can't believe it. She's 0 for 2 today with 2 ground outs. She did drive in the first run, though, for the Hunters back in the 3rd. Runners at the corners right now for the Hunters. There goes the runner to second, uncontested. We've got Robinson at third base. Dumais at second. Greenwood swings and misses. Just one away here for the Hunters. Top of 7. Boston down to their final 2 outs. We play 7 here in the WPBL. And Greenwood is plunked. She'll head to first base. So the base is once again loaded here, and we're going back up to the top of the order for Boston.
So there's Greenwood. See, she tries to turn inward to avoid it, but can't quite get out of the way. And you'll take one for the team, literally, and go on over to first base to extend this ball game.
The pitch to Blunt as a strike. So Kate Blunt at the plate. She's 0 for 2 today. She walked back in the 6th, scored one of the runs for the Hunters, one of the 4. Bases loaded. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Maximiliana has already surpassed the number of pitches thrown that Jamie McKay had last inning.
A line shot right into the glove of Benitez at second base.